G'day everyone, Artist Wayne here, and on Friday, September 18, Jackie and I were up bright and early to make our way up north for Adventure Rider magazine's first ever annual congregation, which was being held at a place called Moredun Ponds, which is right near the little town of Tinga. The second you leave the front door, that's when the adventure begins. Actually, before we even started the bikes, our adventure had begun. Jacqueline's little Yamaha TDR 250 had a fuel leak, and by the time we'd fixed it, we were running about an hour late. But in the end, that turned out to be a good thing, because as you can see, everywhere we went, there'd just been a shower. So fortunately for us, we had brilliant weather, and as the day went on, the weather got better. Our first major stop was at Gloucester, where we had breakfast, and shortly after that it was time to hit the dirt trails, where we headed out to Bunduk and made our way towards Now-and-Dock through some beautiful countryside. It really makes you appreciate what Australia has to offer, especially for us adventure riders. It was also great to see other riders making their way north for the congregation, and as Jackie and I got closer to Walker, we saw more and more riders, and that's when we realised there was going to be quite a big turnout rocking up for this event. And as we continued riding through the afternoon, we finally reached our destination, which was the city of Armidale, which is in the northern tablelands of New South Wales. Our camping for the night was going to be 5-star, but our bikes were packed with our tents and our camping gear because the following night it was going to be 5 million star. The following morning I looked out the window and it was all drizzle, but by the time we'd had breakfast in town and picked up some supplies at the local camping store, it turned out to be a bonza day. And if yesterday was great, today was going to be even better. So we followed the maps that were supplied by Adventure Rider magazine and made our way through some more beautiful countryside to Moredun Ponds, whilst helping some wildlife along the way. The Adventure Rider magazine annual congregation was being held at Moredun Ponds, which in the early 20th century was the old Moredun Dam site, which happened to be Tinga's water supply. But today it's the Moredun Ponds fish farm, where they have yellow belly, cod and silver perch. There's also fishing gear for hire, but we weren't there to fish, we were there to adventure ride. Jackie and I had arrived well after lunch, so already it was a sea of tents, and we had a little walk around and then picked a nice quiet spot right by one of the ponds under a lovely willow tree. And Neil here, who had just pitched his tent near ours, asked me if I wanted to do one of the loop rides with another rider who happened to be this man here, Kurt, the publisher of Adventure Rider magazine. And as we headed off, we were passing a lot of the other riders who were making their way back to the campsite at Moredun Ponds. We actually did the loop ride in the opposite direction because Kurt needed to fuel his KTM at the little town of Tinga. And I think on the ride we covered close to 300 Ks through some absolutely stunning countryside. This particular trail was my favourite part of the trek, and it was well suited to the mighty DR 650. Our ride took us to Copeton Dam, which is a major clay core and rock-filled embankment dam with 9 radial gates and a gated concrete chute spillway across the Guida River upstream of Bingara in the New England region of New South Wales. The dam's purpose includes environmental flows, hydroelectric power generation, irrigation and water supply, and something for adventure riders to look at. And as I continued to follow Kurt through some absolutely beautiful farmland, I got to sample and taste all the different kinds of dirt around the area. And finally we made it back to camp, not without me getting a big fright when a huge grey male kangaroo hopped out in front of me. And by the time we got back to Moredun Ponds, the sea of tents and bikes had just about doubled. We all paid $30 and got a beautiful baked dinner and also a cooked breakfast the next morning. Jackie and I caught up with some friends that we had ridden with before. G'day Mark. We all talked well into the night about past and future adventure rides. So thanks Adventure Rider magazine for putting on such a fantastic event, and Jackie and I are already looking forward to next year's Adventure Rider magazine annual congregation. Thanks for watching everyone.